In 2019, in the forests of Basu, Guinea, researchers documenting wild chimpanzees noticed something that shouldn't have been there. The chimps were making a sound, a specific, repeated call. It wasn't the leopard alarm, it wasn't the snake alarm. It was a separate, distinct vocalization reserved entirely for when humans were nearby. They had a word for us. We've spent centuries assuming that we're the ones doing the naming, that we are the masters of taxonomy, categorizing the world into neat Latin boxes. But we've rarely stopped to ask, what do they call us? Behind the eyes of the crow on your fence or the dog on your rug, there is a mental file labeled human. And as it turns out, that file is far more detailed than we ever imagined. Before we ask if they have a name for our species, we have to ask if they even know who you are. For a long time, we thought animals saw us as a blurred generic threat or food source. But the science says they see us in high definition. At the University of Washington, researchers conducted a famous study, wearing specific masks while trapping and banding crows. Years later, those crows didn't just remember the trapping event, they remembered the specific faces. They would scold and dive bomb anyone wearing those masks, even 5 years later. Most remarkably, they taught their offspring to hate those specific faces, passing the grudge down through generations. Crows aren't just reacting, they are keeping a record. Elephants do the same. If a poacher harms a member of the herd, elephants will pass that information along to other herds miles away. They don't just warn each other about humans in general. They warn each other about that specific individual. They have created a unique identifier for a single human being. In their world, you aren't just a bag of meat. You are a specific character in their history. How do they store these names in their brains? For us, a name is a sound. For them, it's a multisensory signature. Researchers at Emory University trained dogs to lie still in MRI scanners and exposed them to different scents. When the dog smelled the scent of their owner, a region of the brain called the caudate nucleus lit up, the same region that activates in your brain when you see someone you love. To your dog, you aren't Dave or Sarah. You are a unique chemical and emotional tag. This is rooted in episodic memory, the ability to remember a specific event at a specific time with a specific individual. When a rescued jaguar nuzzles the man who saved it 4 years prior, it's because that man's name, his scent, his voice, his touch, was encoded during a moment of profound relief. But can they turn these tags into actual language? We know prairie dogs have a language so complex they can communicate a predator's size, shape, color, and even how fast it's moving. They can literally tell their colony, large dog, brown, moving fast from the north. If they can do that for a dog, they are almost certainly doing it for you. You are being labeled the moment you step into their territory. Beyond individual names, many species have developed a broad category for human. Dolphins, for instance, have been observed rescuing distressed humans for centuries, often positioning themselves between humans and sharks. Some researchers believe dolphins have a specific category for us, a recognition that we are a particular kind of creature worth paying attention to. Even rats, when raised around us, begin to build us into their social world. In experiments, rats raised with humans showed measurable stress responses when the humans in the room appeared distressed. They catch our feelings because, to them, we have become part of the group. This isn't just a coincidence. Animals have been studying us for 15,000 years. Dogs, in particular, track our gaze better than chimpanzees or even wolves raised by humans. They have spent thousands of generations in a state of hypervigilance, learning that understanding the human is the key to survival. So, do they have names for us? If a name is a specific sound, scent, or behavior used to identify a unique individual or group, then the answer is an undeniable yes. The Basu chimpanzees don't just recognize us, they teach the word for us to their young. Every species with the cognitive capacity to do so has built a picture of what we are, a picture painted long before we ever started asking the question. We walk through the woods thinking we are the observers, the scientists, the ones with the labels. But the truth is more humbling. We are being watched. We are being categorized. And in the secret languages of the wild, the waggle dances of bees, the songs of whales, and the barks of prairie dogs, we have already been given a name. We don't know yet if their word for us is a warning, a label of curiosity, or something with no human equivalent. But we do know that the wall between us is thinning. The more we listen, the more we realize that they have been talking about us all along. The real question isn't whether they have a name for us. It's whether we are living up to the one they gave us.